can't violate for we temper. Let me tell you that plain and simple. I'm Yasa Safari and I full endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with the 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. You won't be disappointed.
This is Yami Bolo from out of Jamaica, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Bless the love. Yami Bolo said that.
Yes, bless. It is like Turbulence to the Future from the Trad Almighty Camp. And I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-star General. I will talk about Sharon Mango. Check it out. Trust you won't be disappointed. I could have been one of the most notorious ladies. I'm still loving you, even though you're gone. Interesting.
Sticky dicky ding dong ding dong ding dong ding dong ding. Sticky dicky ding dong ding. Yeah man, this is the original Mr. General Martino because you don't know, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with the 10-star General himself and Sharon Mango. You don't know the thing going on, man. Trust me, mad things. So just link up for Dubs here. To the Lou. It's 10-star General. Stuck here.
Yeah, it's your girl, Kerry Lopez. I'm so right about now. I'm representing for SPRB Radio Podcast. Not no normal about that. So I'm a 10-star General. Big up yourself. And the beautiful host herself, Sharon Mango, Kerry Lopez in Jamaica, are representing for the podcast show there. I'm going to tell the people, check it out. Not no normal about the settings for me. I send you there, you know what time it is. They come see me. Yeah, I tell you, say whenever I wanna mix business with pleasure. Yeah, man. I wait there. Check out the podcast now, man. 10-star. Tell them, the man.
Hi, this is your girl Winnie.
And this is your girl Freddie.
From out of London.
And we fully endorse
SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-star General
and Sharon Mango. Check them out.
This is Jojo Mack, and I always tune into the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-star General and Sharon Mango. If you love a good conversation, you should too. Check it out.
Lovely.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to
Stocking Promotion Royal Blend Radio.
The station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full endorsement.
Stocking Promotion Royal Blend Radio.
We not stop till we drop. Zane, bless.
Greetings, my peeps. This is the original Brown Sugar, aka Shezzy. Tune in to the live conversation show with 10-star General and Sharon Mango.
This is The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JoJoMacMusic.com.
Hello everyone, I am Pistol and this is The Buzz. Reggae Subfest is celebrating 30 years this year, and it is a feat that Joe Bogdanovich, executive producer, said is owed to vision. He said having a vision is number one. Without a vision, you end up operating in areas where the blind leads the blind. I was fortunate enough to come on board in 2016, some 23 years after Subfest was born. So there was a couple of decades of building a festival that gave us a tremendous advantage. Identity is number two, but what do you do when the identity becomes tired and in need of a refresher, said Bogdanovich. Speaking of changes made to the festival to inject new life. And that's exactly what we did. We adjusted our lineup to focus more on the upcoming conscious dancehall and reggae acts in the culture marketplace more than the foreign market. Here are the acts and the nights on which they will appear. On Sunday, July 16th, it will be Family Fun Day Community Fest at Catherine Hall Stadium, Montego Bay. Admissions free, music by ZJ Liquid, C-Note, Triple X, and DJ Brian. July 17th sees a street dance, dress code dancehall fashion at Hold Hospital Park in Montego Bay. On board will be DJ Banka and Poppy from De La Soul Sound, Johnny Cool, Dexter Pepper, and Crazy Chris. Admissions free. On Tuesday, July 18th, it will be all white with DJ Courtney X, DJ Narity, and DJ Theron. Location Pier 1, Montego Bay. On Wednesday, July 19th, it's Blitz at Harbor City, Montego Bay. Performances by Frisco Kid and Friends. Tickets $50 USD in advance and $60 USD at the gate. Music by DJ Ashley, DJ Jigga, DJ Franco, and Brush One. Cabana and bottle packages available. Dress code all black sexy chic. On Thursday, July 20th, it's a global sound clash at Pier 1 Car Park, Montego Bay, with Bass Odyssey, Dynamic, Jaworks, and Code Red. Magnum Clash winner. Early juggling by DJ Tom and Ravers and C-Note Sound. On Friday, July 21st, the lineup will be Tommy Lee, Valiant, Massacre, Chronic Law, Mighty Crown, Egyptian, Ja Vinci, 450, Boombox 90s Badness, Top Man, Don's Life, Baker, Stock Ashley, Vanessa Bling, Moyan, Pablo YG, Shano, Rose Don, plus other guest stars. On Saturday, July 22nd, the final night of the show, the lineup includes Kabaka Pyramid, Morgan Heritage, Minister Marion Hall, Freddie McGregor, Richie Spice, King Jammy's Tribute, Romaine Virgo, Diani, Tanya Stevens, plus other guest stars. Reggae Sumfest, July 16th through the 22nd, 2023. It's finally here. North America's premier reggae and R&B festival returns to Roy Wilkins Park, Queens, New York on June 25th. Experience the magic of music with performances by Charlie Wilson, Taurus Riley, Marion Hall, Baby Sham, Wayne Wonder, Frisco Kid, with more artists to be announced. Sound Systems Bass Odyssey, Dynamic, David Rodigan, and Yardbeat. Get your tickets now on the Groovin' in the Park website at groovinginthepark.com. Keyboardist and music producer Christopher Birch says predicting a hit song isn't always possible. His main focus is creating songs that stand the test of time. Recently, one of Birch's productions, Broke Off Your Back by Conscience, was certified silver in the United Kingdom for sales exceeding 200,000 units. Broke Off Your Back, released in late 2015, was a massive hit for the Duane Park-raised Conscience. The song was recorded at his Subconscious record studio in Kingston. Jamaican singer-songwriter Naomi Cohen was recruited for the track We Run the Area by British actor and disc jock Idris Elba and his DJ colleague Toddler T. The June 5th release also features English DJ of Trinidadian descent, General Levy. It has been released via Elba and Toddler's labels, Seven Wallace and Bell Brothers, respectively. An accompanying visual featuring all four artists shot in both Jamaica and London was all filmed and edited by directors Nati Cuts, Desmond Dakura, and Abo Raj. I am Pistol, and that, my friends, was The Buzz.
That was The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com.
Now here's a song from our sponsor, Jojo Mac.
The Live Conversation Show.
When you see me with your ex, always check if he's on the internet. Girl, you are like a bounce check on every man's list of reject. You need to take a recess. It's time to regroup and reset. You don't want to no longer feel you. Stop stalking us, we can see you. With you, we didn't have it good. No, with me, got the good, yeah. With you, we didn't have it good. No. With me, got the goody good. You can change his mind. You are not his kind. You're from another time when he had lost his mind. You're like a kid, you need a blanket and a bottle. But my man, he needs a woman full throttle. If a woman can't please her love, it's only right he gets another. Looks like you didn't get that text that you are now an ex. Hey. You don't want to no longer feel you. Stop stalking us, we can see you. With you, we didn't have it good. No, with me, got the goody good. Yeah, with you, we didn't have it good. No, with me, got the goody good. You can change his mind. You might not his kind. You're from another time when he had lost his mind. Playing a crazy game, faster than you sane. Juggling balls like a baller. They know you on every corner. Hey, outrageous, contagious. You got many men. Good gracious, you're graceless. That's why I'm now with him. You don't want to no longer feel you. Stop stalking us, we can see you. With you, we didn't have it good. No, with me, got the goody good. Yeah, with you, we didn't have it good. No, with me, got the goody good. You can change his mind. You might not his kind. You're from another time when he had lost his mind. You don't want you no longer feel you. Stop stalking us, we can see you. With you, we didn't have it good. No, with me, got the goody good. Yeah, with you, we didn't have it good. No, with me, got the goody good. Yeah. Outrageous, contagious. You got many men. Outrageous, contagious. That's why you're not with him. Yeah. That's right. What?
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you're in tune to SPRB Radio, the station with integrity. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to the team. See? So SPRB Radio, I beg you, kick it to it. Let's
Love Conversation Show.
Hey, listen up. This is Jerry Harris, SPRB Radio Podcast Show. Check it out with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. The live conversation show. Check it out. Don't left it out. Oh yeah. Hey, SPRB Radio Podcast. SPRB Radio Podcast. With 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Yeah, SPRB Radio Podcast. SPRB Radio Podcast. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Yes. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Now. Yes, SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General. Check it out.
I really like that though. I just like that.
Oh yeah. All right. As I go forward in this journey of life, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Live your life. Live your life. Oh yeah.
One of my favorite artists from out of the UK, Donovan Kingjay.
Yes, sir.
As I go forward in this journey of life, the more things change, the more they remain the same.
Cheese on bread. I can see Kingjay is gonna get me into the spirit. So if you see me doing some fun things, a Kingjay.
Do that.
Live your life.
Singjay is such a tough man.
Oh yeah. All right. As I go forward in this journey of life, the more things
change, the more they remain the same. As I grow older, gain experience, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Even with greater technology, the more things change, the more they remain the same. My mama would always used to say, son, just be careful. Just be careful. Mind the company you keep. Well, always move with your third eye wide open. 'Cause trouble no safe like rain. As I forward in this journey of life, the more things change, the more they remain the same. As I grow older, gain experience, the more things change, the more they remain the same. When we are young, you want a lot of friends. It's all about the real ones you keep till the end. Some people say one thing and mean another. Stay true to yourself and honor your word. As I go forward in this journey of life, the more things change, the more they remain the same. As I get older, gain experience, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Most of our destinies still not in our control. At the foot of the hill, boss is still the boss. Our children still need to learn.
Absolutely love this tune.
It's a really, the lyrics, man, wicked, just
Track
wicked.
entitled Live Your Life.
And reach
Donovan, are you that?
And I take with
Donovan, are you that? Yes, my brother. So, brother number one, I hear the soul in the voice, and the soul. You hear it?
To repeat that because we didn't hear a word he said. You got drowned out by
I said, you not hear the soul in the man voice.
May I tell you?
I don't know what to say again.
May I tell you?
Love.
It's a feeling.
We cannot go further.
Donovan, you are the man. God bless you. You hear?
Give thanks,
God bless you.
Give thanks. Humbly give thanks. Humbly give thanks.
You see?
That's my brother right there. He is my brother. You hear me?
Sharon is already in the spirit.
Yes, now.
I can see it. I can see it.
Lovely.
He is. I am. Amen.
Amen.
God bless him.
Amen.
That's my brother right there.
You need some holy water right now, just in case.
I mean, put it on. I'm a brother, may I chat right now, my brother.
That's my sister, blessed.
Kingjay,
I'm
yes.
a brother general. You don't know 10 stars.
That's right.
I'm tempted to play one more because, you know.
Oh, please do.
We normally do more talking than playing of music, right?
Well, you know, it's an honor today. You have to play next tune because nobody don't know about him. Them going to know about him today.
Yeah. You never know, get to know.
Yeah.
Right.
Just in case people are not aware, we are, and I'm trying something different this time. Even though we are on Zoom, I am live on Instagram. We are live on Instagram also. If I had another device, I would have gone live on TikTok, but I need to get another device so I can do that. So, you know, we're looking into the technology. We're trying to keep up with the little young ones, them, you know? We're trying to get left behind the true Kingjay.
Not true, my brother, but yeah, man, we'll get up to date, you know, we'll get updated. Don't worry.
All right.
Them just quick and fast on it, but we soon catch up. Don't worry.
That's true, right?
Yeah, man. We'll catch up.
We're gonna play one more. This is one of these brand new tracks actually by a group or record label. Kingjay can put us right. They call Reggae Roast. It's called Crazy Ballads. Not true?
Yes, I. Obviously the Bob Marley rendition, but Reggae Roast are actually a group of guys that produce, play, as in like DJs. They play tunes, and more importantly, as I said, they produce as well. And so big up James, big up Matt Interrupt as well. You know, the Mama family there, and obviously Steve Vibronix and my youth, Steve Vibration. Sorry, not Vibronix. I beg your pardon. Steve Vibration and Adam Prescott, who's with Green Sleeves as well right now.
Nice.
Now,
my
tell me
family.
what part of the world Reggae Roast is from before I play it.
Okay, they're from London, England.
Okay.
Yeah, London, England, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The album More Fire that have come out. It's a track from there with General Levy, Horace Andy.
Right.
Yeah. And I've been privileged with 2 tracks.
Well, make up Reggae Roast. I have a couple of productions. I think I have one with them in King Kong or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yeah. They produced a lot of artists because they were great lovers of reggae music from Foundation. And yeah, they've been involved a few years now.
Right.
Good youths, them, man, doing some good work. So big up Natty Campbell as well and Horseman, you know, because we work together on Reggae Roast. Yeah. We work live with them as well.
Multi-talented.
Of course. Yes, I.
All right, so let's play that tune. It's called Crazy Ballad before we get into our conversation. Big up Beverly Notes, who's in the building. Also, DJ Maestro. Big up
Yes, he is.
Sharon Bentley and everybody who is here on Instagram. We have Teresa Kemp, Mama T. She's in the building, and Rankin Ann, who's also on Instagram.
Yes.
Bless up Rankin Ann too. All right. Bless up everybody who's logged in. All right. Let's take a listen to this, and we're just going to organically start our show. And this one is called Crazy Ballads.
Chase them crazy ballets out of time. Chase them crazy ballets out of time, yeah. I and I build the cabin, 'cause I and I plant the corn. We built by people before me, slave for this country. Now you look me with your scorn, and you eat up all my corn. We are gonna chase them crazy, chase them crazy ballets. We are gonna chase them crazy ballets out of time. Chase them crazy ballets out of time. Build your penitentiary, we build your schools. Brainwash education, try to make us your fools. Hatred is your reward for our love. Tailiness of your God above.
The Live Conversation Show.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you're in tune to SPRB Radio, the station with integrity. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to the team. See? So SPRB Radio, I beg you, kick it to it. Let it go.
Ooh, another edition of The original live conversation show. Our guest this week is Donovan, I should say Russ Donovan Kingjay. I don't like saying Donovan or Kingjay without putting the Russ in front. All right? All right. Yes, sir. It's a blessing to have you on our platform, this new platform that we're presenting to everyone, and it's a pleasure to have you here. I'm going to immediately hand over to Sharon Mango, the one and only original East Indian Mango.
Oh, that you for said the original Sharon Mango now. My brother from another mother. It's a pleasure. A complete honor to have you here today. This man here. This man is so spirited. There's so much to this gentleman and his family that why. God bless you for being here today. We're honored, Donovan. We really are.
My honor.
Your music is that voice, man. Lord, me say, Lord. My name is Sharon Mango.
Yes.
Representing SBRB Radio and Royal Blend Productions. And our guest today is Donovan Kingjay. Thank you so much again. We welcome you. Looking forward to getting into your stories, although I know a little bit, but looking forward to getting into this today with you.
Blessed love. Blessed
yes.
love. Yes, ma'am.
Ray Charles. Oh, yes, and Ray Charles.
Well, first I have to say, you see that song we just played, Crazy Ball Led?
Yeah.
The Huntsman, Aj?
Yeah.
He played with UB40, so big up Aj.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's the Huntsman. I'm a virgin
cool.
Aj from UB40,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great information.
That's nice.
And because, it's important to honor the musicians as well, because they really do not get enough credit for the great works they do. We always pick up the artists, and the artists do an incredible job, but the musicians, without the musicians, the vibration couldn't be there.
Yes, man, for real, man.
Yeah.
True,
yes,
that's very true. Yeah.
So we're going to get into it. We're going to big up who need to get big up, and as we go along the show, I've known you for a very, very long time. I think me and you, we were reminiscing. I think me and you go back to 2008.
Yes,
and I still have the iconic picture with me and you and the gang, what's his name? Lorenzo.
Wayne Lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good times. Still my virgin right now. Still up to today, doing great works as well.
We have a good brethren, including Nick, Joseph,
you got Nereus anywhere you're there?
Yeah. And we pray for Nereus as well. However,
yes, sir.
Today it's all about you, your journey. I want to take you way back. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let Sharon Mango start the show.
Ladies first.
You won the
yes, sir.
You got the heads.
Huh? Oh, all right then. So Donovan,
yes,
again,
sir.
welcome.
Well, thank you for having
me. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
Yes.
Inviting me.
We're blessed. Trust me, we're blessed. Thank you so much. So we want to get into Donovan Kingjay, who he is, where he was born, your mom, your dad, brothers and sisters. So let's start with, where were you born, actually?
Camberwell, SE5.
Oh, okay.
London, South London, for those that don't know. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
My first years, because unfortunately my mother ascended when I was around 5.
Oh.
So, so when me and my little brother, we went through that, and mum was shipped back to Kingston. So for a while we ended up in Jamaica for a little bit, and then returned to East London. So originally born in South London, under the borough of Southwark, St. John's Hospital,
Oh, yeah, St. John's, yeah.
Plenty of people think that I'm born in Jamaica, but I wasn't born there. Both my parents are Jamaican, and I was there as a youth and go every year. I was there in March. Still have family there.
Yeah. So your dad, so you said your mum passed when you was 5.
Yeah.
Your dad. So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have One by the same mother and father, which is my brother Colin, who is still here in London. And I had, I say had, because my sister, my father had a daughter and a son. This is why we ended up in Lucy in Jamaica. That's where my father's from, and a lot of my family is still now. And she passed away in 2002, unfortunately, with cancer. She was in a place called Patrick City in Kingston. And my big brother is still alive in Florida. And he's been in Miami since he left Jamaica. He went straight from Jamaica to Florida, and that's where he is right now. So effectively 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Oh.
Yeah, Dorothy and
Tony. So your dad basically raised you and your brother in England, though?
He did, yeah, because yeah, that's what happened. And I love that man so much because he had options and he decided to keep me and my brother together and raised him himself until he remarried to our stepmother, Clarice, fondly known as Auntie. She was a nurse in Montego Bay. And she extended a few years ago as well, but she had a brilliant, she was 94 with all her faculties and everything, but yeah, but health unfortunately, beat her in the end. But bless up Auntie as well, because as I said, when my father brought us here to East London, it was this lady who we knew and who looked after us, and yeah, man, played a major role in our teenage years and stuff,
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that. Yeah, that's actually very beautiful. Your dad did good. God bless him.
He did, bless him, man.
Did very well. Yeah, made good choices, and it looks like you were surrounded by like good people. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and still some good morals.
Yeah, exactly. You can still see that. That's why I was like, you're my brother, man, because you're just, it's your whole being. You're just that person. You're really yourself. It's no gimmicks, pretend about nothing.
No,
but
keep it real, keeping it 100,
Keep it real.
Yeah.
So tell me how it was for you in school. Like you were born St. John's Hospital. What school did you start out in?
I actually only went to primary for a little bit in Camberwell. Yeah, by Wilson Road. I can remember a little bit about that, but I can remember more when we returned to East London. I can remember from 10, 9, 10, 11, and obviously secondary school. And that was a primary school in Manor Park, a place called Manor Park in East London, E12, called Essex School. Yeah. Had a good time. That stage, I really enjoyed school. The transition to what they call secondary school.
Yeah.
I went to a school called Little Ilford School, and me, unfortunately, I was one of those. Although I did well academically, I didn't really love school like that. I found it a bit oppressive, and they didn't allow you to do more what you loved and were good at necessarily, So
true.
For me, it was a little bit of a battle, but because of my father and my stepmother, they instilled in me that, these things, were important, that you need to academically achieve.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, I give thanks for that, because I then went on to college and did electronics because I wanted to be in the studio. I said, what could I do? I wasn't really a manual person. I wasn't a car mechanic or a carpenter or anything like that. And I chose electronics because I thought, yeah, I could do studio work, maybe get around the mixing desk and ultimately get into a recording studio. So I chose that path. And
but before you even go any further, what in school, or what was it around that age group that sparked your interest in engineering?
Right. Okay, well, like with most youths at that time, especially in our teenage years, we all wanted a sound system because we grew up loving the music and falling up. So we were highly inspired we built our own sound system that we used to play in the carnival from about 1979, till 87. We used to play here at Lancaster Road. And then when it got serious, and you know, decisions had to be made, bills have to be paid, children were coming along for all of us. They said, well, no, they didn't really want to continue with that, most of the guys in the sound. So, but that's where I initially got my inspiration. And then when the sound decided that they didn't want to go forward, Loud Creation, I met with, or I knew a little bit at the time, was a brethren of mine called Wazir, King Wazir, of King Original Sound. And from there, because he was getting into productions as well, is where they inspired me. And my first release was when they said, yeah, Kingjay, or as I was at the time, Singjay, you can sing, my youth. I said, yeah, I wasn't really that confident. And I said, that wasn't really my thing. I was a selector for the sound. So I used to go around on the record shops and buy all the vinyls. And
But how old were you
thing.
at that time, though, when that was happening?
Around about 17, 18, you know, was the first time. And then they encouraged me to do what they call, there was like a local town show, they call, you know. So big up Lindy on the keys and Wazir was on the drums. And they said, come and sing. So I went up on the stage and the buzz, that was amazing. Having all these people that didn't necessarily come to see myself, but they, and maybe not even into reggae too tough, but
right.
we performed. And from there, I got a buzz. And then being around King Original and Wazir, I met, you know, Shaka, Nev, my brethren, who said, yeah, I think you can sing, you know, my youth. And it took off from there, you know. Yeah, and because the house used to, as I said, 55, Studio 55, was a place where musicians of, you know, I met so many, UK-wise, Russell Roy from Black Slate was prominent, I remember, but Devon Russell, Fatis, Junior Reid, Fred Lux, who later gave me my name, changed it from Singjay to Kingjay. Barry Brown and Eka Mouse and all these artists, Frankie Paul, Sanchez. I met all these guys during like the early 80s, and the main one who took me with him on the road a little bit was Sugar Minott.
Oh.
He became basically my godfather. I mean, and I missed him as well when he went. He was another great inspiration though. But yeah, I call Sugar my godfather because he was, in fact, my only Jamaican release on 7-inch was due to him.
Okay.
It's on the Youthman Promotion Label. I still got that song, Never Too Late. And he took me down to, I met Blacker Coxon at that time and voiced it in his studio in Coxon. Met Festus and these guys, and they were also, you know, very supportive, and it was, yeah, good experience and a great time for me. That's where it really began for me.
So 10 Star's gonna say, all right, you have your roller skates on and just be trying to get into all of Kingjay. So 10 Star,
yes,
before I hug the mic, you know, because again, this is my brother right now. I mean, no, say your friend of my brother still. So yeah, 10 Star, go on with it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, we have our platinum here, so we don't like nobody using no roller skates.
No roller skates, no roller skates. We're gonna pull them back.
Us, you know?
Yes.
At some point, we have to claw you back and say, hold on. You know, hold on fast.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You grew up during a time when sound system was very, very crucial to the growth of an artist, you know? I think I remember growing up during the 70s, and largely you would hear certain artists on the sound system, not necessarily on vinyl per se, up until there was a certain period when they started to go on to vinyl now, you know? So the sound system did play a huge part. Just tell me the essence of sound system in your career during the early days of when you started and what it meant to you at that point.
Yeah, man. Well, to me at that point, sound system was everything, you know, and that was singing around my own sound, my brethrens, them, Andrew, AB, Patrick, and T, and all of these, you know, my brethrens. They said to me, play that version there. I think one time the version was played, and sang maybe, I think it was probably a Dennis Brown song. And I sang the same song, you know, I didn't sing my own song. I just sang on the version.
Right.
So, and that was the you know, the first time, and that was like a youth club. You know, we used to play at our local youth club. So I must have been around, you know, 16, around those age at that time.
Right.
So major influence that played on me, because singing in a sound is the next thing to singing in front of a live audience. You know, I mean, I've been singing with a live band. If you still got a live audience, do you see what I'm saying? So that's where I first got those inspiration. And sound system, follow sound systems all over the country. London, essentially, because where I came from. But play my love of sound systems. So from Shaka, we used to follow everywhere, Cox and Mo and Bassa, Fat Man, you know, Jesus, all of these sounds we used to follow everywhere. And that's where you'd hear exclusive or new songs, as you know. So that was my great inspiration. And the record stores, you know, because I went to every one of them, you know. So from dub vendors to Silver Camel in the city, both dub vendors, West London and the Clapham Junction, and all the shops in between. So, you know, local to me as well. Joe, Emperor, and all of the record stores, Jetstar, Hawkeye. They used to get my money regular. Green Sleeves at Shepherd Bush.
Hawkeye, he passed away sadly, but he was our resident man.
Brother, that brother there, when the shop was big, same like the shop that used to be over in Tottenham there. I forgot the name right now, it escapes me. And then
you're talking about Body Shop.
Body Music.
Body Music, sorry,
Body Music, yeah man, Body Music.
Yeah.
So I knew these guys, and I used to frequent them often, you know. And even then, back in the day, there was a record shop on Green Street, and these places on a Friday, for example, were like a little dance, because you'd have all the local sound systems would come to get their releases, and just general lovers of the music used to have like music booths, you know, like you know, sound booth. And you go in there and you buy your songs, but it would be ram. Every Friday, especially because the songs used to come in from Jamaica on the Thursday, and by Friday they were distributed to the stores.
Right.
So if you wanted to try and catch the fresh ones or the few that were there, you know, because not all of the songs were, you know, multiple copies, especially on pre-release, as you know. So I always used to make sure I was at all these record stores, and fortunately I started working by I was around 18, so got my license, and I was in all those shops, brother. Trust me. Just being a lover of music, reggae music, like everybody else. You know, I was just a fan initially.
So you found the sound system very important. How important was the crowd's reaction to you performing to your growth? Share that.
Yeah, man. Well, in initial stages, as I said, it was all my brethren, so I was full encouraged, you know. There was no end of encouragement. They fully doused me, and it gave me the confidence, you know, to then go on. And then by the time Sugar came, that would be with my right hand now, who's Color Man. So now we go to all the local dances, and I'm performing now, trying to be an artist. And King Original, by the time it got to the King Original stage now, I started to get a little reputation and a little name. And yeah, there were great men around me at the time, like Nearest, because Nearest was the man. I was playing his song, which was Sensi Mila Crisis back in the day, and his big hit. So for him, he was like our hero. And Arabella had he had a big #1 as well at the time. So I was highly inspired, and these brethren were my friends as well, and they would always say, Kingjay, yeah man, you have a voice in my youth, so go and do your things. I then took it more on board, and you know, as it goes, you grow in confidence from small dances and youth clubs to big dances now. And once I got the endorsement from King Original and being around big man who've got released songs already, I was, you know, I said, I think I would love to be like that, you know. I think I can do that. I can write songs, and you say that my voice isn't too bad, so let's go.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Now the 70s. When did you return back to the UK? I should ask.
That was in this. Yeah, that was in the early 70s. Yeah.
And how was the UK for you growing up in the UK back in the 70s? What was that like?
It was actually a kind of blessed times in the respect that the music that was coming out, the films that were being made, there was more black pride, should I say. So now you're getting coming out of America with the hip hop, you know, like everybody's wearing red, gold, and green buttons and Malcolm X. And so all of that was amalgamated here. And obviously we had our own experiences and slightly different, but it made us be closer together as a people. So I think the best example of that I've seen on a film or two films, We Are Ragamuffin is one with my brethren Blue, who just passed the other day. Blessed Blue as well, Hotep. And Babylon.
Right.
Which, Babylon and Burning an Illusion for us were like,
God, Burning an Illusion.
Yeah, man, them movies there, brother. Them movies there, they made us look in the mirror at ourselves and say, you know what?
Yeah.
We have got pride and we have got history. So it started making us research and start look more and finding books.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we had for us as youths black youths in the UK, it was a great time of awakening.
Yeah.
You know, because we were the generation after the ones that came from the Caribbean and Africa.
Yeah.
So being born here now and having maybe the odd white friends and playing sports with our white friends, we now took on this black pride, as I said, and we started to research and we find books like, you know, Destruction of a Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams and finding out who is Dr. Ben and, you know, and these kind of teachers. And for us, it just made us stronger.
Yeah.
And at that time, we had, remember, National Front and all of these.
National Front, yeah.
Yeah. So
Never gonna forget that.
Yeah, man. So much so, they then had a thing called Anti-Nazi League, who were more like into punk and reggae.
Right.
So, you know, the late
now that's where I started to get confused because I'm thinking to myself, wait, they're supposed to hate black people, but them like reggae music.
Them like reggae music. That was the most confusing thing. True.
Yeah, it's a mad thing because it's the same thing we had. Remember, they had skinheads, who loved all of these big, whatever records, Big One, Big Five. They loved Wet Dream, Max Romeo. They loved They loved Skia.
Yeah,
but yet they were racist. Total conflict. You understand? It's like, don't get it. But we loved it because it, you know, remember, I remember being over Leopard Grove, going to Dog Vendor and then going to get my food on the front line, as it was, And you had Bob Marley. I met Trevor Bow there. Trevor Bow, who used to be in the Sons of Jah.
Right.
And him and Bob Marley them were rolling together with Daddy Vigo them. So when they came, they become our heroes, innit? So we're like, I think we've got something here. And it helped us to be more confident and, you know, then came the riots, bro. You know what I'm saying? 1980, 81, there was riots. Because the youths them just said, nah, the police suppression and you teachers and the judges and the whole system against us. We're just trying to get on and make a life.
Yeah, yeah.
So the music was our refuge. So I remember going to certain dances, especially Shaka, and you'd come out of a Shaka dance listening to all this positive black music with message. By the time we go out on the road, a man can't chat to we like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we knew, not just physically, but we knew mentally and consciously now where we're coming from and what we've got.
Yeah.
You know? So, and Rasta had a huge influence on us as well. That kept me out of prison. When I learned. Learning about these great teachers that we had and the history. And by the time we turned into like our, you know, early 20s, which is now just turning into the 80s, we were now firm, knowing that we had brothers and sisters going through the same struggle across the pond. that we could associate with. And everything that we gathered up here as experience, knowledge, just became strength for us. It wasn't used in a negative way.
Right.
You know, so for me, wonderful times, never to be repeated, because some of the parties, the clubs, the shops everywhere, the blues dances, I can go on, bro. I can go on.
Well, share with me, because during the 70s, and you touched upon quite a great deal. And share with me, if you do remember, when your first thoughts that came to your mind when Roots came on TV. Was that a defining moment in your life?
Days. Oh my days. I remember watching it. Do you remember what they did, you know? They ran the first episode on Friday, the second one on the Saturday. You see the Sunday evening one when your name is Kunta. I mean, your name is what? What is your name is? No, because my name is Kunta. He said, your name is
Kunta.
And they beat, and they chop off his foot.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You see Monday morning? Listen, I remember even Dougie Conscious as a white boy saying, I didn't know none of that. Kingjay. So when I found it was like a shock. But you know, emotions.
Yeah.
Some black youths on that Monday were taxing and beating some white boys in our school. Do you believe me? I mean, they were backing them up and say, what you do to me as a slave?
Yeah.
It never registered with us on a factual basis. So when that came out, I think personally, it was a good and a bad thing, because it opened up our minds for the first time, seeing it visually on TV. You understand? Like, as opposed to in a book or being told secondhand. But the negative part was that the emotions came out.
Yeah.
And it came with anger.
Yeah.
So to me, it was misdirected.
Mm.
So you had there was friction at that time, bro. I'm saying, I'm sure that, you know, these things were the elements that led to the riots later on, where people just said, you know what? This is 1977, not 1877.
Well, the beauty of Roots, and one of the reasons why I mention it, is because I got, like my family, my father is Nigerian, my mother is Jamaican, right?
Yes.
Now, back then in the UK, if you do remember, there was a lot of friction between Africans and Jamaicans.
100%.
Jamaicans did not get on. It's like oil and water, right?
All right, but not strictly true. Here I go on. One of my best brethren up to Tididia in my sound system, where we used to store our boxes. His name is Chris Ayuli. Big up Chris Rucker. His mum and dad are Nigerian, and they grew with us, like his little brother Alex.
Right.
So that little conflict, it was there, but that was for those that were into the divide and conquer.
That's right.
Once we knew we all came from Africa, when you talk about Chris became our God, because
was the defining moment.
Yes, because
the program woke everybody up to
everybody up, man. Because as you rightly say, Coach,
because I also must include Johnny Clark's Roots Natty Congo.
Come on, African roots.
It was coincidental.
Same time. So we who grasped that and who were seeking that and now knew this, I said, well, in a minute, Chris, you're blessed, because at least you can go back to where your mum and your granddad and all of that come from in Africa. I don't know which part of Africa. I know where I was shipped out from. But I could have come. My people could have come from South Africa. They could have come from East.
Right.
I did not. Once we found out one of the tools of racism was to sever the link to Africa. So any of my Ghanaian and my Nigerian brothers, as far as I was concerned, from them time, we knew anyway, because we just loved each other and went to school. But once we identified that, I said, hold on a minute. I don't even know where I come from in Africa. But my brother here, Chris, can tell you, there's my granddad. My mom and my dad. You've got that link to Africa. And we said, hold on a minute, we don't have that. And I think that was one of the things that caused affliction with those that didn't know.
Yes.
The ignorant ones. Do you understand what I said, 10 Star?
Yes.
So, but as I said, I was already blessed because Chris's yard stored our boxes. So we were around there every day.
Yeah.
And eating Nigerian food, talking with, I love this mum, Julie.
Yeah.
Julie loved us. And these are the things that helped me to realize. I said, well, in a minute. we're Africans.
Yeah.
It's not just the Caribbean. Where were we before that? Because roots showed us 400 years before that, because that was what it was about for the Americans. To say, at least, there's your roots, bro. At least you come from Africa. Because there's plenty of Black Americans at that time didn't even know that. They thought that they were always there in the States. So now, as I said, our blessing is that we come from all the Caribbean islands, from Dominica to St. Lucia to, to Jamaica, Trinidad, the whole of them. Plus, now we know that we are African. Where are our roots? And if we couldn't find our roots, we start search.
Yeah.
And now we know, the reality, because they taught us in the school. They never taught us that we came from Africa, bro.
They didn't.
No, they were teaching you that brown was better than dark. Big lips ain't no good.
Right.
Nigga hair ain't no good. The women's body them too big. I'm divide and conquer shit. Yeah, that's what.
Back in school, their version. I mean, we all had to sit down and watch, because I think there was a slight uproar when we got to the fourth year, and we were saying, "How comes I don't relate to all this Victorian history and this, that, and the other?"
Yes, so it wasn't none of us, really, was it?
They sat us in a big hall and they put a movie on, and it was more like a documentary of people in grass skirts running after zebras and so forth. I'm like,
don't you knows? You remember? We were grown, but Bridget, remember, now we're on this point. Remember, we were indoctrinated with Tarzan, King of the Jungle.
Yeah.
We were indoctrinated with the Dr. Doolittle. What was it? Dr. Doolittle who talked to the animals?
Yeah.
All that BS.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. We lived with lions and tigers, not tigers, lions and leopards and cheetahs, and you've got pussycats. How are we going to talk and relate? Talk to me, bro. I'm like, and now we know that absolutely we talked to all the animals. We had to. We were the real Dr. Doolittles. We are the real Tarzan, not no white man and no chimpanzee.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. So we were indoctrinated with that. So all of these conflicts, and as you rightly said, there was nothing taught in history. I think we did 1 week of Black history, and everything else was about Tudors and Saxons and anything that was rubbish that had nothing to do with us. He didn't tell us that it was you and your royal family that was enslaving us and condoning that.
Right.
And that and then another tune. When Bernie Spear came out with Christopher Columbus is a damn blasted liar, we started to check it and say, hang on a minute, how come they're picking up this guy as a big hero and explorer and everything?
Love about the music, it got us thinking.
Brother, this is what I was saying. That was our newspaper. That was our book. Those were our films.
So now, in light of all that we're talking about, and then I'm going to come to Sharon. Would you say, in light of all we've been talking about, in some way, shape, or form, it kind of shaped where you're at today?
100%.
Subconsciously.
Consciously and subconsciously, brother.
Okay.
It's made me the man that I am. Hence, I couldn't go, because I remember being told, once I read the book of the destruction of the Black civilization, right? An elder at the time said to me, what are you going to do with that knowledge? I said, I'm going to share it with some of my friends. They go, and then what? What are you going to do? I said, I can only do for myself. And here comes music. I can now write it and express it through song. And that's been it, instead of being able to, having to stand up in the orange box out that park there where them stand up and chat. I'm able to touch it.
Speaker's corner.
I don't have to do that.
Speaker's corner,
I've got the music. I've got some Muslim brethren, some Islam, Nation of Islam brothers who go down there and speak. Big up Errol, Muhammad and stuff. And all of us, it was food. And I don't know why it only came about in the 70s, but for me, that was the magic time. We got to know ourselves and we asked a lot of questions. And as I said, the emotion side came out in the side of riots. Because man was just frustrated and angry, innit?
Yeah.
So that man just said, yo, Babylon is the one who's doing us this. The movie Babylon come out and everybody goes, yep, that was me. You know, Burning an Illusion, that was me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We can relate to this, and now it helped us to grow and instill that into our children.
Especially relate to Beefy.
What? And then do you remember that scene when the white man goes, oh, it's all of us.
Yeah,
and they all look on the white man, and he went to thump him. Beefy said, no, it ain't. Our experience is not the same. I'm glad you understand it now, you know, but we're not the same, you know, bro. And Beefy got to thump him up, you know, remember?
Yeah, he goes, no, Beefy, don't do it, Beefy. I'm going to kill
Beefy. Oh, yeah.
But we related to the passion, Beefy's passion, because it was us.
Of course. We all related. We could see that that was me in that movie. Oh, I was that character. And, you know, these are the things that made us stronger. And experience teaches you how to handle emotions.
Yeah.
And at that time, there was a lot of emotion, heightened emotions, you know. And we were all about learning about ourselves, knowing, and as the saying is, which is so true, you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you come from.
Where you come from, right?
Yes.
See, so once we realized that, because remember, even our parents, my parents, I remember telling my dad, me a Rasta, you know. He said, what you mean? And I said, me a African. Ain't you African, then they love you? You're not African. I said, we are talking about. This is now when I'm realizing that the indoctrination that was given to our parents. Would you imagine our parents and our grandparents? They were taught nothing or little.
Yeah.
So even Marcus Garvey had to die in a mental institution, bury them in Jamaica. And the people them from Jamaica weren't even listening to what he was saying, which is applicable now. Self-determination, all of these things. It took us time to learn this, but this is why I loved Rastafari. Rastafari was already saying, yo, Africa free replacing and repatriation is a must. Black awareness, black consciousness, black love, black beauty. And I was like, wow, I think they're right. And I can relate to this. And I had some great elders around me, Rasta elders. And as I said, these are the things that kept I focused. And as you know, I'm Rasta up to today. And yet I appreciate and love all aspects of life more now because of the music and because of Rastafari. And look what Bob touched. He touched the whole world.
Yeah, that's true.
Sharon, go ahead, girl.
Yes, Sharon.
I'm just gonna go back to something you said, a very poignant word, that when Roots came out, it was like the anger was displaced, because I remember when that, you know what I'm saying? We were then battling everybody. Because we were not told, because we didn't have the understanding, right? If we had that understanding, things may have been different, but
I think so.
That type of anger. We wanted to fight for them. That we wanted to fight for them that went through it, right? We wanted to got people like, oh, we know what you don't know.
Yes.
Now you're gonna catch it. But
exactly. That's what it was.
Right. But in our schools, there is no way, shape, or form. Nothing in England was teaching us that.
Nothing.
Till this day, they're not telling us nothing. There's so much history. Even the British have done.
Of course.
And their involvement with slave trade and
100%.
all of that.
Because this is what
they didn't want us to know. We
No.
had no idea.
None at all. For
no
us.
idea.
But it was the same for the youth, the white youths, them that we were going to school with, who were coming to the few that were coming to our dances. It was an eye-opener for them as well.
It was. That's true.
They didn't know. They did not know.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know. I remember Dougie saying that to me, you know, years later, when we had a conversation, and he said, boy, Don, I remember when Roots came out, I went to school on Monday, and he said he was scared. He was scared because he knew that there was going to be a reaction, even amongst their own friends, you know?
We went to school screw face.
Yeah, brother. And he didn't know either. So what I'm saying is, I know now more so that the whole programming, the whole curriculum, the whole setting up of the system was meant that way. It was meant to happen. But remember, we had the anger of knowing that you just killed Malcolm X.
Yeah.
You just killed we had who else just got assassinated in and around the time? Martin
Luther King.
Obviously Martin Luther as well. Yeah. And then
Mm-hmm.
within the space of like, by the time we hit the 70s now, we knew that you'd actually assassinated our leaders who were trying to tell us, get up and stand up, bro. But more importantly, grow, learn, know. Man, it was a beautiful time, as I said, because if you look at what's happening with a lot of the youths them now, they were assimilated.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that was what it was about for us. They said, you know, my parents were like, policeman tell you the time and then your directions. And then now we're finding out in 2022 or 20 whatever, they're rapists. They were serial rapists.
Yeah.
They are, it's institutionalized racism, like what we was telling them, because they bust my ass at the age of 16. Police thought that I was somebody else, beat me to my face, swell up 5 times. The first question, my dad came into the police station when they told him, and he came down the station, Danny, what you do? I said, I did nothing. What do you mean? He didn't understand in 1976 that police were corrupt. Can you believe that? So we were brought up on all of those morals, principles, and the lies that they told us on Pathé News. Come to England, streets are paved with gold. And we found out that in the city of London, them things that look like gold were brass conductors for lightning.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not gold. It's fool's gold. So all of the things they told us, most of the lies they told us, that was born into the frustration as well, because we're seeing our uncles, our fathers getting chased by skinheads, police, having to put up with wog and nigger when you're going to work.
Right.
Doing all of this, plus not knowing who you really were, because it wasn't shown or taught to you as well.
Yeah.
And in Jamaica, you know, have nothing to do with Africa. What?
Yeah.
What? It's only the Rasta man. And Marcus Garvey and these early leaders were telling us from a long time, listen, man, you're Africans. Be proud to be an African. This is where you came from. But here's the problem. As I said earlier, most of us in the West, especially of Jamaican descent and Caribbean in overall, tell me which part of Africa your foreparents are from.
Right.
Past the Jamaica part. They can only tell you we were shipped from Ghana or that particular port, or we shipped from that part. But that doesn't mean, as I said, that you could have come from Tanzania.
Yeah.
You could have been from, your people them could have been shipped from South Africa.
Exactly.
They severed it. Boom. Once slavery came in and we were shipped out to the islands, especially Jamaica, where they made them into slaves, but even then, Nani and Kodjo said, nah, man. Nah, man. And they went up in the hills, they came down and took slaves like Harriet Tubman until they had to sign a peace treaty.
Yeah.
Because we warred them every day, every year. But we knew that this went right. And Nani and Kodjo took their African names and their heritage, and they knew who they were to an extent. But they were small in size, but they're still there in Akopong and in parts of Jamaica now, the maroon. So that essence was always in us. It was innate, but we didn't know, we couldn't put our finger on it and know precisely what we were talking about. But one thing about the music, oh my days, you see reggae music? And then there was certain of it in this, you know, there was some R&B, you know, singers and musicians, artists who were fighting the same fight. So we had access to that as well, innit? So when you put all them ingredients together, we became stronger, bro. And it's like, you know, you can't lie to us like that again. Them lies, they're gone, innit? You can't come with that to the youths, them or to us.
We have to honor a man like Curtis Mayfield who stood up.
Them R&B singers. Who were keeping it real. Ray Charles even.
Ray Charles.
I was even going to Little Richard, you know. Remember?
Yeah.
You know, and these great musicians, man, fully aware they knew what time it was. And that's how we got our news. And, you know, these are the things that made us stronger. And this is why they can't make that music again. Unfortunately, that was the golden platinum times, 60s, 70s. So your Motowns, your studio ones, early roots of the 70s grew us, made us better people, but made us even stronger and better people, brother. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
100.
You mentioned something critical there, but when I jump in a Miss Mango.
In a Sharon's space.
Oh, no, I'm listening to, well, well, you're lucky. No, I was thinking about, as you were saying, I was thinking about all the artists. You had, man, like, let me see. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye was a deep brother.
Do you remember that song?
He did that song, What's Going On?
Brother.
Yes.
That one.
Yes. That right there.
For real.
I love
that
those.
was one of his biggest because there was so many messages in that song.
Yes. Yeah. Then now we had black heroes. Yeah, well now we had black heroes because the younger ones who came, I know that they were into the pop, but the Jackson 5.
Oh yeah.
We were seeing black cartoons.
Yeah.
The first black cartoons that I can remember was the Jackson 5,
true.
you know.
Yeah.
In a positive way, but it was a musical thing. But you know, because before that, you're just seeing cartoons with bones through noses, boiling white man in pots.
Yeah.
What? We built pyramids. What are you talking about? They were telling us, oh, they were built by aliens. It's built by the brown people who are there now.
Right.
Come on, man. It's like telling me that the Aztec built those pyramids in. If they came and saw that, the Olmecs built that from Mali. But they didn't tell us or teach us that. But these things, you know, with the advent of technology as well, give thanks. And people who've actually gone and researched these things, you know, we're no different. And in those times, magic times, because we was getting this bombarded through the music, through these leaders we were hearing about, Martin Luther, Malcolm X, civil rights movements, and Muhammad Ali. Come on. We now started getting these black heroes, and we were like, yo.
Yeah.
West Indies cricket team, you know, things like this, you know.
Yeah.
It started getting real now for us. And we're saying, yeah, man, that's us. And those movies that I mentioned, you know. And by the time we saw Rockers, it was over. It was pure stars in that.
Pure star. Only.
I'll be a star, my brother.
I must mention, I don't know if you know him personally, but Jarubi told me that he was in that movie too.
Jarubi, he was.
And he was the dance, because you know he started out as a dancer before he passed away.
That's correct. That's like just like Bongo Herman, because remember Bongo came in there dancing in the yellow tracksuit.
Just to make sure that I saw him in there. And when I realized he was like rotted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The Ruby's in there. We had so many stars, but that's just what I'm saying. We're now starting to, we had athletes we could look at, sports stars. Yeah. We had musicians we could look at and say, yeah, man, they are some dance. So when we start researching, we say, oh, Africans built the pyramids. Africans brought civilization to the West. The older Moors taught them about underwear and bathing and culture and reading and writing, because we were the only ones with papyrus, with paper. So we had the alphabets. While they were taking all the credit for nothing, and I said, hold on. Even you, Columbus, that island you went to called Jamaica, brother, it's not in the West India, you know, brother. You're lost.
Yeah.
The Caribbean, this ain't West India, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lost out there. Plus, when you went there, you found your Tainos, Arawaks, and fucking already there. So how did you discover it, bro?
Yeah.
You're a liar.
Because I'm even hearing not even the Arawak Indians were there first.
No, I think it's only the Tainos, isn't it?
I'm hearing Coromantes.
There you go. You're probably actually correct more than me. But Arawak is what the Jamaicans took on, isn't it?
Were more vicious than the Maroons themselves.
Yeah, brother, they didn't run. Yeah. But remember the Arawak, because that's what my professor took and called his label, isn't it? Ariwa was coming from Arawak. So I think it's even in Jamaica symbols, that Indian that's standing in the middle with that idiot flag to the side.
I thought it was two on the side on the Jamaica. This was his on the where it has all the leaders from way back, and in the middle, Outer Benny One People, right?
Yes.
Right, and it's the two Indians holding up some basket or something.
There you go. Them Indians, and we were taught that that these are the originators for Jamaica. So
right,
I'm glad that, like with a lot of truth, just has to come out, and you know, sooner or later. Hopefully, we prefer it sooner, but the truth came out, and as these things were leaking and still leaking up to today, that we are the civilizers of this planet. Go to China, their Buddha is got shiny bumps. He's a black man, thick lips. Go to Easter Island, right in the middle of the Atlantic. Who put those statues there? The same people that were traversing this whole planet, African. So you can go India, Kush, you can go to China, you can go to Americas, because you can't tell me with the maths. Yeah, I don't know how many people or how many Africans you were carrying on your slave ships. Yeah, but if there's 80 million Africans in Brazil alone, your maths don't make sense. The Africans were there already, bro. Don't tell me that you brought us all over on ships and that's how you populated the West. That's BS. Your numbers don't make sense. Because I've included the people them in the Caribbeans. Add them all up and you brought them all over on what? Ships. Come on, bro. The Africans were already there. We populated this earth. That's how it is. It's facts.
There's a lot that was told to us that just doesn't add up, you know?
No, that makes sense.
Like Dennis Brown said, the half has never been told.
Never been told, bro. What about the half? Yeah. You know? And these are the questions that as Africans in the West, we're questioning. And especially the Rasta man and the conscious black youths, them. Men and women, we have some great females as well, you know? And these are the things that we saying that don't make sense, brother. So when we start research and we look and we travel, Africans in Indonesia. What about the Aborigines? Melanesians as well. Okay. So it's then borne out the fact, more than your stories, the Africans were everywhere. Living in harmony with nature and to the heights of a technology that you can't even build a pyramid. Build a pyramid and then come chat to me.
I think we've opened the Pandora's box where this conversation is concerned.
I'm that guy, you know.
It's like a pressure cooker. It's like first time that lid's coming off.
I am that guy. Yeah, you want to talk about reality? You want to talk about Nubian history and civilizing this planet? Talk to me, bro.
So where does the writing skill come from? Does it come from subconsciously or unconsciously from what you've experienced, or we as Black people have experienced?
It is. It's a combination of that. It's my own experiences. It's our ancestors' experiences. It's just as a good friend said to me years ago, he said, I want to learn from other people's mistakes. I don't want to necessarily do the mistake myself to learn. I watch and see other people's mistakes and say, yo, me learn from that one. Me no want to do that. I think that one is the right way to go because of other people's experiences. So it's definitely that. And you know, it's a conscious one. When I choose a topic to sing about, and it could be anything from, this is what I tell wifey as well sometimes. She says, if you write and sing a love song, who are you singing about? Was that about me or was that some other woman? You know the weird. And I say to her, listen, you don't have to be in the experience itself to be able to write a song about that. It could be something that I learned.
You shed a little bit of the rash.
Yeah.
I said, please don't say it, because sometimes. Sorry.
Yeah, man, talk them first.
Yeah, you're muted, Sharon.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was talking in the back. No, you're good. Carry on.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like my experiences when it comes to writing songs, a lot of the inspiration comes just before I drop asleep for some reason for me. I don't know why that is. A song will come up in my head, like, or the words, and I have to get up and give thanks for the technology. I have to put it in my voice memo because I know that if I sleep and rise, I've probably forgotten it.
I hear
So, yeah, so definitely due to experiences and not necessarily my own. Definitely, that's how my songwriting, and I've learned that craft, as I said, over the times through the likes of Wazir, through the likes of Sugar Minott, through the likes of Nereus, and then it allowed me then to look and see who else is writing. Because for me, one of the greatest lyricists that we got in the UK and has been for a while, I was amazed. Lloyd Brown, all my days.
Oh, Lloyd Brown, Jesus.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Lloyd
days.
Brown. That's what I'm
You
saying.
see, when it comes to
Amazing
writing,
individual.
you see writing.
He's pen. Yes,
Oh my
yes,
days.
yes.
I started to look at his songs, and I was,
100%.
yeah, I was blessed a few years ago, just before the lockdown. He's got an album called Salute.
Yes.
His album, and I sang one of his songs on the tracks on there, and I remember going to meet Lloyd, and he said, Kingjay, of all of the songs, especially the love ones and the popular ones, why did you choose Know Myself? I said, it's just the way you wrote it, bro. It's mad. There's a whole heap in certain small aspects of the songs, like a couple lines, but it spoke a whole heap. I said, I just love that song. So when I covered it, he changed the rhythm into like a Congo instead of how it was originally. But there's a song he's got. Research it. It's called Know Myself.
Hold on. Stick right there, song.
Yeah.
What you just said.
A live conversation show.
Oh, wait. That one. Wow.
See if your mind is filled with the hate and destruction.
It's about time you know yourself.
And if you're looking at the mirror, you know like your reflection.
All time that you know yourself.
You see, judgment is close and the clock is ticking.
It's about time you know yourself.
We need to fly with eagles and no walk with chickens.
All time that you know yourself.
Keep time with faith, give thanks with each day. Positive energy, glass half full, not half empty. Hold firm, Psalms 23, and the liberty between you and me. All I ask for humanity is to pledge love with the unity. If your mind is filled with the hate and destruction,
it's about time you know yourself.
A live conversation show.
That's why you're the 10-star general.
Nothing don't pass me, you know.
Yeah.
That's why you're the 10-star, because it's songs like those. And he's writing. I was like, yo, King, you need to be thinking more about how it's not just about rhymes. It's not about cliches. It's not about, you know, it's more than that. And Lloyd Brown, oh my days. Salute. Anyway, you're the LB, because he is one of those, I feel that he has not got the flowers he deserves.
Oh no, I 100% agree. I mean, I'm so down to get him on the show. I think 10 Star and I have been talking about that. I really do, because I have so much. That man has a song for every instance of whatever's going on in the world.
Exactly.
And he wrote them lyrics.
Exactly.
So every single, I have all these collections. I have so much love and respect for that.
Great.
Amazing.
Great. And what a funny and a great you is as well. Man, he killed me, brother. Oh my days. I got a lot of love, respect for that man there, right there, son.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, I mentioned it.
Like how we're talking about Lloyd Brown, and not that many people may know, but I've been talking to him extensively, trying to twist his arm in every combination possible to get him on this show. But he's in a long battle with some of these media sites or social media sites and his music. You know what I mean? So
they've done him dirty. They've done him dirty on certain occasions. Yeah. No lie. And I have to respect that, because I respect that. And as I said, I think, not even think, I know he hasn't got the glory, the flowers that he deserves. And
not at
people
all.
have ramped with these things, and this business as well, it's the business of the music, you know. Sometimes that aspect can make you be more suspicious, you know. Not everybody's intentions are good.
Yeah.
You know, and depending on what type of person you are, and if you write and sing songs like Lloyd Brown, he's not a normal dude, bro. He feels and sees things in colors and vibes that ordinary people don't see. Normal people don't see that.
Yeah.
Hence, that's what makes him the great singer, songwriter, performer that he is.
Ultimate.
He is.
Yeah.
Bad boy on stage. Oh my days. Plus those songs he sings and writes, you know. And as I said, I give it to Nereus as well. You see, Nereus, when it comes to the songwriting, because I remember being up at Nereus's studio when he was with Kenny Serious Records.
Oh,
and I was searching for words in this song that I was doing. It's actually compromising done. And between him, Lyric, and Empress Iola, oh, use that word there, Kingjay. What I'm telling you, go and I can know the words there for find out. I said, I was searching, I couldn't, it wasn't happening. And then I realized that, you know, some of the greatest albums that have been done, like Luciano, Messenger, Sizzler, it was Dean Fraser and Fatis and China Smith. It wasn't just the artist, it takes a team.
A team, yeah.
To make those great songs, because no disrespect, but they haven't repeated that. Luciano, as much as I love you, Luciano, as much as I love you, Sizzler, you haven't repeated those albums that I mentioned, like The Messenger and Sizzler, the Africa, I can see the drawing. But those ones that he did with Fatis and Dean Fraser, it was a combination. They definitely had an input on the lyrics and the melody and said, go over this with it, no man. Or use this word, because I've had that benefit of that. And once you do have that team input, brother, it's usually a good recipe and make a good cake. There's some serious cooking I go in there. So,
Absolutely.
You know? So
Yeah.
I grab everything. I don't forget nothing that any of these great people have told me. Not a single word. I'm there sometimes in the studio and I'm hearing Nereus in my ears. I'm hearing Sugar. I'm hearing Was. I'm hearing whoever it is, you know, at the time. Even down to King Lorenzo as we spoke. Great songwriters and singers and lyrics. All of these people have contributed to making who I am and what I have done over the times. There's no way I'm going to sit there and say, oh, I'm me, you know. I'm me, I'm the greatest songwriter and I'm the greatest singer. Come on. It's the ones that were around at that time and still happens now. I mean, even with the self. DC. When we voice tunes with if Lyndon never said to me, yo, King, sing it that way, you know. And you know, if we put the arm on it, that's how I make it bounce that way there, you know. It wouldn't be the song that it become eventually, you know. The Survivor, every time I sing that in a show, I've actually sung it on a hip hop beat. And people going, yo, that song there. But if it wasn't for GC when I was going down to Jamaica at that time in 2008, with lyrics, when I went to the studio, Anthony B's in there. Little Hero was in there.
That's
and
right.
Sitting here, blah, blah, blah. Now I said, all right, let me try that. You know? It's them type of things that happen. So there's no way how this music goes that you can take credit. Big up all of the musicians, producers.
Stick
you know?
Only the now,
oh Lord.
I don't know, but that is one of the first dancehall rhythms I've heard you on from them time till now. I could, but I feel like I'm the first man to put you on a dancehall rhythm.
Definitely, 100%, and to make it and to be able to voice a tune in Jamaica.
Yeah.
That was met that opportunity and that
Calvin,
energy.
right? The engineer.
Yeah. Oh my days.
Same name as you.
Them have a nickname for him though. They don't call him Calvin. It's Soso.
Eh?
They call him Soso Calvin.
So that's it, Sosa Calvin.
Sosa Calvin. You see my first album, I Am Meditation?
Yeah,
Did a
yeah.
picture of me on there?
Yeah.
Him take it.
Okay.
He took the picture and a brethren in France photoshopped it and did all the rest of it. But that actual picture is Calvin. He came down the studio with Starkey Bant and them.
Right.
And was there with his camera going around the place. And if you notice, I wasn't smiling. And most times I smile in my pictures, right? And my face is miserable today. And Calvin come and he said, Kingjay, give me a shot there. I said, nah, man, how you deal with? Leave me alone, man. He said, nah, man, give me a shot now. And through his Calvin, I turned.
Yeah.
And that become my debut album cover, I Am Meditation.
Right.
Calvin.
Wow. We're going to just play just a few bars. Take a listen.
Only the fittest shall survive. Who said that life was gonna be easy? Every day is a judgment day. I never came here on no vacation.
That's right.
I was kidnapped as a slave. Now I'm a survivor. Mommy, no God, no way. Pull it up again. Pull it up again.
One of my proud productions. I don't talk about my productions enough, man. But yeah,
you need to. You need to, brethren. That was those times, and look what the rhythm, as you say, is a dancehall. But I sang about being a survivor, even though you brought us here as slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go back to what we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, I.
Yeah.
Yes, I.
The album itself was kind of timely because on that album that I did was basically we named it The Planet.
Yes, Planet Rhythm. Yeah.
I said to all the artists that if you're gonna do something on it, I want to just hear about what's going on the planet, like real situations, and that's what you guys did, and your tune just set the tempo because all of a sudden Lorenzo did something about the trees and
yes,
it all just coincided with each other.
Yeah,
you know.
Yes, I.
And you mash it up.
Big up Jack Ruby's son, Brad Ruby, because it was his studio that we did it in. And as I said, when Anthony B and them forward, I remember they were saying, "Yo, how would I sing out there?" And I got a lot of strength from that.
Yeah,
you know, and as you know, we did a few other songs as well at the time, 10 out of 10, and.
Like how you mentioned, you got your roller skates on, mate. Let's just talk about that too. Hold on.
It's all flooded.
Who said Rasta can't sing no love song?
Who said that?
I want
to them. I'm not romantic. I am Afro-romantic.
Not romantic, I'm Afro-romantic.
Afro, no, Bon Room. Just this.
I used to be a little hard, sometimes so hard. Not like before, no. I used to be a little hard, sometimes cold hearted, right here and now. I have found just what I want.
Listen.
Love the way you walk, love the way you talk. Pull it up again, pull it up again, pull it up again.
Wicked.
Listen, Kingjay can drive you musically insane.
I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
Another one of my productions. I like to
yes, sir.
Because I don't do that enough with my productions, but you bring out the best in anyone's productions.
Give thanks, my brother, because remember, these songs are from, what, 2012?
No, it was produced in 2009, and I think it came out in 11.
Yeah, around them time, 2010, 2011, yeah.
And look how it sounds like it just come out. It's wicked. It's always the individual behind the music. You understand? Once you put the music out, but it's the individual who's gonna take it to the next level. Never fails. And once he's a classic, that's the truth.
Always.
It's longevity after that, you know, because you can play it 1,000 years from now, coming like you just did it.
You could release that now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You could release that now. Yeah. You could release that now and they say it's brand new. You say, hold on. No,
that's it.
As a matter of fact, I am going to re-release everything in a few months as a one rhythm album, because I've got quite a few on it.
Okay.
Because even I've got 21 and certain artists on it,
Because you know what it is with a message, sometimes at the back of the class, they don't hear.
Yeah.
Wake up. Did you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going at it, Shaz.
Yes, Shaz.
Huh? What you say, 10 Star? Oh man, don't we love talking to him? We don't want to come off. Today, my new words are going to be, you know, when you talk to certain people, my new words are, my new saying is, everything is a teachable moment.
Yes. Yes, it is.
We've had a lot of teachable moments about you.
Give thanks, God. Life is a lesson, you know.
It is a lesson, and it's real talk.
It is. That's why we're here on this planet, in this body, to experience and take the good memories, the good things that came out of it, and grow. That's it.
Exactly.
Because we're only here for a short time.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm saying everything is a teachable moment. And I'm saying all of that to say that you know, us even doing this, when people sit back and look and say, boy, I didn't even know the brother was this deep, you know.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? This now we've time-stamped this. Another word I'm using, and we've time-stamped this.
Good.
Like this brother's deep, you know.
Of course.
It ain't no joke. And just knowing that it's not just your musical ability, it's the depth and the mindset and the spirituality, you know what I mean? That makes you who you are. That's what makes you a real person.
Give thanks.
Real.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Blessed individual.
Yeah, in love, you know, because even that song there, GC just played, when I was young, I used to be hard and cold-hearted. I did. I used to just be so people, you know, about females and women, and then I got 3 daughters. Oh my days! Then I started to realize what female intuition means.
What a learning curve.
Yeah, I've had to come from a way to learn male pride, male ego, move.
Yeah.
Balance the thing.
Yeah.
And get to realize why females are X and we are
but
Y.
Right. But that's why you got 3 females. You had to have something from your own loins to understand.
And learn. Yeah.
And know real love.
Of course. Of course.
It's real love
and
when you have a daughter.
Yeah. The relationship I have with my daughter.
When the father experiences that, it's a different kind of love.
It is.
You start to really check into, oh, my baby, my little baby, and the protection and the this, and your heart becomes softened. There's a reason why it did happen to them.
It does. It does.
Right? It changed your heart. It opened the mindset. Again, another teachable moment. It's deep like that, brother.
And it's real like that, Empress. For real. Yeah, man.
It really is, and it's a beautiful thing.
I give thanks that I did learn, and I realized, you know, because some, you know, they don't learn at all. But I'm one of those, you know. This is another thing. This is I was saying. I think on Rasta. Just I'm going to touch on this point. Why I love Rastafari as well is this African man. They said that was a god, a king, or descendant of. Said on 1930, on my birthday, 2nd of November, crown my queen same day. And it reminded me of the movie Coming to Africa. Remember when the son wanted to marry the woman, and she goes, but aren't you the king? You make the rules and traditions. And that's what Haile Selassie did. He said, I want my queen crowned same day. He said, oh, tradition means she gets crowned 3 weeks later. He said, no, I don't think you realize how great this woman is. Crown her today, 2nd of November, 1930. Boss C formed OAU. I ain't in about who put the sun up there. Organization of African Unity. So those are the things that drew me to Rastafari, not the fact that they were saying that he's God or reincarnation of Jesus. I'm watching the man, what he was doing as royalty, African royalty. I'm like, wow.
Right.
Those are the things that drew me to Rastafari and got me to know more myself. Yeah, you got to balance your woman, you know. But bird can't fly on one wing. I'm not having her walk 10 yards behind me.
Right.
In certain religions where they do that. You understand? I'm not calling no names.
Yeah.
But you know who you
We
are.
never call them, but we know what. Yeah, it's true.
And Rastafari,
It's
as a
true.
Nubian man, we had to learn to get to that level as well, because we weren't perfect when we started. I used to see some of the things that they did with their females, and I'm like, nah, man, that don't seem right. Now we're learning that you got to keep your balance, just how it was with Empress Menen. How the Lassie valued his wife and females. So get with the program. And yeah, it took a while, you know. Everybody has to grow in it. That's so the thing go. Yeah, man.
So the thing set.
That's so it's set, my man. Yeah.
We rounding up. What are we doing?
We've probably gone way over time, you know.
Well, you know,
Did we?
We can
I
go
don't, man.
another 15. We got 15 more minutes before we round up.
Lovely. Lovely. I'm here.
Oh, yeah, lovely. This is me. No, because I'm saying we can't rush him off because again.
Yes.
My man's is educating some people out there on some stuff. There's people that don't know a lot of stuff that even understand where we're coming from. But yeah, you know, they were educated today, sir.
That's how we go. Each one teach one.
Yeah, that's how it is.
I've got a song called that too. I got a song called that too. Each one teach one.
See?
I do.
Let me just bless up those on Instagram who are commenting and listening. Backbone author, bless up yourself, my sister. Good to see you.
Linus Rika, did you get
Linus
Michael
Africa.
P. Davey.
Many of those who were here, I know Magoo, my roots reggae artist from way back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Got some great music, Mr. Magoo, we call him.
Yep.
Yeah, bless up yourself.
Yep. Big up yourself, Mr. Magoo. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, yeah, continue, Shaz.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I'm just gonna
I want.
there when you're talking.
Huh?
I'm just gonna jump in there.
Oh, okay. No, I'm having.
Oh, she's having a two-way convo.
Is the baby there? The baby there?
Yes, she's come back. Come here.
Oh, she's feeling the energy.
She crept up behind me in her little walker, right? And she's listening to you talking. We're gonna
see the future. The females, the beautiful female.
This is the future.
You are the beautiful future. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And we're learning more to love you more.
Yeah.
As an empress and a
She was
princess.
hitting my leg. I couldn't.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
We love that. We love that.
Oh,
I'm blessed.
Yes,
I'm blessed.
there you are.
3 of those beautiful babies. I'm just looking forward to the granddaughter now and grandsons. That's all.
Ah, man. You know what? It's then when you even get to a certain age yourself and then you know what I mean, you're trying to help to raise these little kids, and then you see, my goodness me, this really is the future.
Yep.
We have to be mindful of what we're teaching them. We have to be mindful of what they're around.
And how we treat them.
You just take such a deep look.
I just saw Beverly
You know what I
Notes
mean? Because
come
they're
up.
so smart.
Yes, sir. They are. They're very advanced now. Just see Beverly Notes.
Yeah.
Come up with a wallop of love. Big up yourself, you know, Empress, my singing sister, you know. I haven't seen her for a minute, but I love you, Beverly. You don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Beverly. Yeah, Beverly. Look, everybody knows the story. So I do what I do, but this is because this is the future. We all do what we do for them.
Of course. It's simple. It's not hard because we're not here forever. And we've got to instill into them what we've got. They've got a lot of it through the DNA because, as you know, the babies that are being born now are wiser, sharper, faster.
It's scary. Listen, it's the scariest thing. They're different.
Yeah.
They're different.
They don't have as much fear. Yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's natural. It's meant to happen.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And this is the thing now, we as the bigger ones, we've got to try and instill, because what we've got is experience, yeah? So if we can put that into the youth them to say, listen, you need to appreciate of certain more things, be more patient, be more forgiving, use that right-hand side of the brain a bit more instead of strength,
exactly,
assertiveness, and, you know,
exactly,
yeah, try to get the balance. It's all about balance, isn't it?
exactly.
And there's nothing more famous, the
So-
better balance than the X-Crow.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
All the
So let me
females, I
ask you a
love you.
question now.
Yes, Empress.
What is your thoughts on the state of reggae music today and what is actually being put out? Like what, and I'm saying in that it's not really a two-part question, but I wanted to elaborate. Like, you will always be true to your art form.
Yes.
What you're saying, what you write, and what you put out there.
That's
On
not
the
gonna-
other hand, we do know there's music that's been put out there. It's not sending the right message. I don't have to call
100%.
names.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's
Of
just
course.
there is
I
such a
know.
negativity. So let
know.
me know, what is
My
your
thought-
thought process on the state of reggae music in that aspect?
I
And
think,
what changes you think should be made?
right. Changes that I've made?
No, changes that you
think need to be made.
Changes that you'd like to be seen made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a couple things. I think the state of the music is how it's always been. I don't think it's as innovative. Is that the right word? Innovative, as it was. And with the technology, it's not as organic. So I would like to see the music go more towards the organic than it is, because it retains its value more to me, because a lot of people and things are influenced by De Niro. So people will bow, take back words, take back talk, change things, and it's about quick and fast money and fame more than before. So I would like, because reggae music has always been a message music, to retain that, you need to be more organic. And I love the fact that, especially when I travel from Israel to Mexico, wherever I go, Europe, people love the music, but a lot of them are losing the essence. And so that happens, and that will only happen because the heroes that they used to look up to, like ourselves, are not so much there. They're not as visual. More visual, as I say, the hype, the money, the gun, the whatever. And those energies to me are not the message and positive message that should be maintained. And so I would like to see, we still have it. It's still there.
Yeah.
But what I would like to see to improve the music, I think, is less plagiarizing and more getting the music on what we consider to be mainstream, as in a wider audience. Because the grassroots love and the general love of reggae music has never changed. It's still considered to be, a minority music and all of this, yet it influences everybody. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I just believe to please just maintain and be true. And that's what I do. And I would advise that to anybody. If it's your thing that you want to go down that lane and, you want to be singing about those negative things, I think eventually it's never going to last. It will be popular for 3-6 months, maybe a year. But after a while, everybody likes to have fun, party, be happy. And yes, that essence has to always been there. That has to remain. But the message, the core message of upliftment and positivity has to be the same. So I don't care what genre who's doing it, but I always know that it's reggae music that addresses these things, and therefore, as far as I'm concerned, that message from me, it won't change as long as the situation remains, or it still needs to be shown, and hopefully, as a whole humanity, but more importantly, Nubian people who've had a lot taken away, hidden, that needs to be made more prominent. And I'm one of those that's always going to be, you know, blowing that horn, saying, yeah, please remain positive. I know the world has changed. AI is coming in and this, that, and the third. But I would also still say, be true. Keep it real. And there's still, there's a few artists, not as many as I would like, because the influence, unfortunately, now, as I said, it's about the fast money, the fast fame. And I get it if you're offered that, but then don't sell out. Don't bow just for the De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't. You can't buy my morals and my standings. You can't make me say that something is right when within myself I don't believe it's correct just to sign that check. It's never going to happen. And you can't bribe me with materials or women or fame to make me stop or change from positivity. I just won't. I won't bow. So if it means that I don't get as rich or as famous or as whatever, so be it. You know, for me personally, I'm not willing to compromise. In fact, the song I've got is called Compromising Done. I ain't compromising that way, not where it concerns our females and our children, because as far as me, I'm concerned as a man, that's what our main duty is. Protect the children and protect your females, bro. Because I think if females were more in power around the world, we wouldn't have had so many wars.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion.
Wow, that was a powerful one. I hear that.
Yeah.
That was deep. You hear them lyrics there? That's a whole nother song. You hear them lyrics there? That is a song.
As a song, yeah. Uplift our families, uplift yourself, be positive, try and be positive. It's not, I'm not saying be perfect, because that is why I was saying about as a human beings, no, we're here to learn and grow, but learn and grow in a positive way, please.
Yeah.
Simple. Yeah, I'll always maintain that.
That was some powerful words.
I can see Princess. I see little Princess. I hope you see your little princess. She's listening. She goes, I know that I'm a princess.
She is.
I know
that's
I'm going
what's scary to me. Yeah.
No.
That's what's scary, because if you're talking again, when you're talking, she stops and she'll listen, like she understands, and then she'll go into something else.
Yes.
These kids are different.
Remember the first 7 years are the formative years, right?
Yes.
So we got to put into them, show them, yes, you're beautiful. Yes, you are powerful, and you can do and be anything else. And guess what? You got the power to give life. Oh my days, you can push out a pauper or a pharaoh.
Exactly.
I like?
True.
So therefore, you are a goddess. It's over. I ain't arguing with that. And if a man wants to argue with that, I'm sorry for him. You need to recognize that so that you can be strong. Look at the lion.
No contest, man.
Look at the lion. There is no contest. I can't give birth. There's no competition. They're trying to transplant what do you call it? Where a baby's kept. What's the word? It's escaped me. The womb. Into some men. Into some men, so that men can do it. Listen to me. There's in the West, my biggest problem is you always seem to it's either denigrate the women or keep them out of the picture altogether. But one thing about being African now, learning about African, it's all about mother, father, and child.
Yeah.
Not Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. I'm not attacking Christianity. I'm not. I'm just saying, for me, check it out. You, even as a Christian, if you're Muslim, if you're Hindu, you check it out for yourself. The only time that maths in this world, which is an order, 1 and 1 becomes 3, is when it's a child. Normally, in any language around the world, 1 and 1 is 2, right? But when male and female come together, they can make 3. That's the magic right there. And it's so simple. As Sizzler says, simplicity, I do it in. I'm not into complicated, convoluted, all of that, man. I've had to learn, and you see, and nature shows you. And it's a thing that with Nubians, Africans, it's inherent. Mama, big mama, Nobody needs to tell us that you love and respect mama and big mama. Nobody needs to tell us that as Africans. We know this innately. So it's to take on those values and realize, you may be physically so-called stronger, but emotionally, psychologically, females are way ahead of us, bro. And you need to get to know these things because if it's all about the balance.
Yeah. We have
That's
Beverly Notes. Beverly Notes is saying Donovan Kingjay has done so much for, reggae in the UK and so forth. Says she loves your brother.
I love Beverly as well.
Yeah, man.
I love Beverly Notes because she's a great singer, she hasn't got the flowers that I think she deserves. She's a strong empress. And these are the empresses that we need. We need firm empresses. And the way to do it is to give them that strength, is to support that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's not difficult, It's taken us a while as Nubians to remember we're coming from a long way from slavery, Prior to that, behind every pharaoh, I've seen a statue of a lady behind him, and that female is usually his mother. So now I realize then that's the height and the levels that we're supposed to hold our females. I'm not saying every woman is positive, every woman is strong, but innately most of them are.
Yeah.
So us as men, we just need to recognize, bro.
So just as we round up this conversation, right?
Yes, King.
As we are losing many of our greats, they're losing, we're losing them by the ton load. There's only a few of them left. May their souls rest in peace. I love the contributions they've made to this great genre that me and you is enjoying today, right?
Yes, sir.
But as we lose many of them, and reggae dancehall is being taken out of the mobos. It's been taken away from the Grammys, and as they're trying to move further and further away from what we've created, right?
Yeah.
But still, they will find a way of capitalizing on, what we've created, one way or the other. Now, we realize what's going on. Is there a sense of duty that lies on your shoulder to help the next generation coming up? And what would that be? What do you think your sense of duty to this genre, like many others have contributed? And I don't want to put words into your mouth.
I hear what you're saying. Well, the way I see it is that we're standing on great shoulders anyway. Yeah, most of these great artists that we grew on are no longer with us physically, but their works remains. Still well loved. So what I would say is, like with everything, and this goes across the board on all aspects of life, try to build on what was there before. We don't need to build anything or create something brand new for it to be great. My idea is, like with everything, you've got foundations, then you got first floor, second, and so it goes on, yeah? So how I see myself is the same way. I've come on the great shoulders of some great artists who laid the foundations. So I've only just tried to build on it, not take it off in a different direction or do it in a different style. And fortunately, there are still a few young artists who are coming through, who are delivering the message. The biggest exponent of that right now that I can think of is Chronix. Watched him perform at the City Splash when I came off the stage. I had to run around there and go watch him perform because he's got an energy and he's still managed to maintain the same essence. He's not necessarily going off, because if you notice, a lot of his big hits are built on songs that we know, like, Who Knows and all these songs. These are rhythms. So this is what I mean by build on it. Don't necessarily have to take it off into trap, or if you want to do that, that's cool. I'm not saying anything against trap music, trap dancehall or whatever. What I am saying though, if anything is to be preserved and to grow, it's got to be built on solid foundation. So let's just build those levels on what has already been here. So re-release them tunes that were up, for example. These are foundation songs.
Even I want to hear more Roots Rocks reggae, because it seems to be dwindling. Roots Rock, one drop. I want to hear that.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same. And there are people that love it. I think we just need to have the platform and because we're still excluded from, as you know, from nearly every radio station mainstream that we know. If you give the people the opportunity, i.e. present it to them, then they can decipher for themselves.
Yeah.
But right now, they don't even have a choice.
Right.
So therefore, the youths them are going, well, I'm not going to get listened to over there. I ain't going to eat no food over there.
Well said.
Go down there, so.
Yep, well said.
You know?
Well said.
So I feel if you give the music itself, build it up from where it was, let these people worldwide know who these great stars that we are following the back of. Dennis Brown, Gregory, Roy Rasses, need I go on? If you give the people the opportunity, I guarantee you, because you know what the magic of reggae is, it will move your spirit, it will move your body. Somewhere along the line, it will move you, bro.
Yes.
And it will resonate.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel because that's why I think it's been suppressed.
Yeah.
Because it's such an uplifting music. If people started taking on the messages of our music from day, you know what happens. People will follow.
Yeah.
So that's what all I'm looking for. I'm hoping
There it is.
You know, give us some more if it has to be your David Roddy. I don't necessarily want a white face on it per se. No disrespect, but big up yourself if you have to. But give us somebody that gives us that platform, and I guarantee you, if you give that to the majority of people to decide for themselves, definitely. But that's part of the problem. If you notice, it's not. It's still seen as a minority music, and as you rightly say, GC, it's been taken out the Grammys. Well, there's no category for us. Mobo don't recognize us, and if you don't even get that in the UK as a Mobo, how are we gonna elevate?
Yeah.
Right.
So give the people the opportunity, and I feel that the music will rise because it just naturally is. It's a better music than, no disrespect, the only music that comes close is another Nubian music. And I'm not even going down the one of Afrobeat right now, because a lot of Afrobeat, even though it's fun, it's going down that hip hop trap thing where it's all talking about how much money you got and your material this and your material that.
Yeah.
And you know, and calling women bitches and you know, all of that. Negative energies. You need to move that. And those people need something, you know, that is milk. I want solid food, innit? Like your baby's soon gonna want.
Yeah.
And that we need some solid food. We don't want no milk no more.
You know, she's on the solid food that is Janet right now.
I can
Solid,
imagine. And that's that we need. That's what the babies need, and that's what the world needs. We need some solid food.
That's what the world needs.
100%.
Yeah.
More solid food. Yeah.
I could talk to you forever, and
I
there's
like
so much more to squeeze out of you, but you know, we're not gonna rush it. You know, we're always gonna bring you back. You know.
Yeah, man, I'll return whenever you're ready. But I know you've got a great roster, a great show. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love it. We need this.
Yeah.
More of this. You should be sponsored, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And given the platforms and given the time and given the, you know, all the tools that you need to do the job.
Yeah.
That's it. So keep going like we all do. And yeah, man, as we say, you know, big up yourself, Sharon, Empress Sharon, and baby. And GC, you don't know a general culture. I know enough man called him 10 star.
Original
10 star. I'm a general. I'm my general. See?
Yes.
And culture in that too. You need to know.
Respect.
Yes, sir. Mutual. It's mutual. So till such time, King man.
And I just want to implore you, you know, as you are going forward diligently, you know, like I feel like saying to you, continue to do what you're doing because it's working, and continue to, you know, encourage the younger generation because that's where the future is at.
Yes, sir.
Making them understand the essence of the foundations, the pillars of our music, you know, on which it rests upon, you know.
Yes, you can't fail them.
We can't forget about the essence of the drum and bass in the music, you know.
Come on.
Because if you remember, if you go back early enough, our music was just based on drum and bass. No bass. It was just, and it's amazing the kind of rhythms we would make from that.
We were blessed with this music. We were blessed with this music, and therefore do not take it lightly. You know, don't tamper with it too tough.
Right.
Keep the essence and just maintain, innit? That's all we got to do. And yeah, man, and we got the love.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, we got the love. And there's a few young youths. As I said, there's a youth out of France called Junior Wright. Look up yourself.
Yeah.
Ben Sealer, some young youths who are sticking to the roots and the message, keeping it positive, bro.
And
They're there. They are there.
And big up Evelyn, because I know you've worked with Evelyn Germain.
What? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The CEO. Chocolate Dreams, CEO. You know?
Okay.
Big up yourself, Evelyn Germain. You don't know, and
everybody else you've worked with. So God bless you, brother. Anybody you want to pick up before I hand over to Sharon to close out?
Yeah, there would be so many that would be here till the next show. But you all know who you are, and if there's any link with Kingjay that you see me spiritually, emotionally, and physically, it's one love. Stay upful, and as I say, there is a positive outcome to all of this, bro. I don't care what problems there are in the world. We're going to make them small, and we're going to grow like how we've been growing. But everything takes time, innit? Yeah. It's just that. Simple.
Do your thing.
Powerful. Listen, brother.
Yes, Empress.
Again, you are truly blessed. You are blessed. You are blessed.
I am.
And
very fortunate as well.
We so appreciate you coming on. There was so many teachable moments. This is why we do what we do. Because for the most part, again, if people don't know who's Donovan Kingjay, Singjay, whatever they want to call you.
Yes.
If nobody didn't know about you, they're gonna know about you today, sir. You have an amazing voice. Your lyrics are just second to none. And I pray you continue this journey because we need you, brother.
Give thanks. It's mutual.
We need you for these teachable moments. We need you for the youth. You are a leader without question. You are a leader because you don't follow nothing. You understand? You don't follow. You learn and pass on knowledge. That's who you are. So we so look forward to you. Anyway, you have to come back because when the next big tune come in.
Yeah, man. I got songs coming. I've covered Sata Masagana that's coming out. I've got a few songs. I've got a few songs out there that still, are going to be forwarding. So I'll keep you always in touch. I've got some jingles and stuff to start out.
Yes. The jingle, little jingle. Yes,
as soon as I get into the studio, I'll be in the studio soon. So I'll make sure I start out that I don't even need to be reminded. I won't forget because you, as I said, are doing a beautiful job. I love the work, and it's built on, and this is the thing as well. You see how GC balance up the thing with the Empress. I say nothing more. You could have had two men on there and I talk about how big their dickies and did it. I mean, ego and pride. But it's not about that. It's not about that. And as I say, keep on doing what you're doing. SPRB to the planet. That is it.
Amen.
That is it. Love and guidance and peace.
Yeah.
And all the best of everything until we link again. Guidance.
Well, before we go, we're going to just see if there's anybody in the audience. We want to big up PJ Maestro, Beverly Notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
wants to ask a question or wants to say a kind word, please unmute now.
The one that I've seen the most, as I said, and I said it once and it doesn't matter, I'll repeat it and say it again. Big up yourself, Empress Beverly Notes.
Beverly Notes, it is.
Yeah, man. I have to big up. Yeah, I can big up. I have to big up my friends then that I see. There's a couple Bridgins that I know, like Judy K from France. I have to big up my Reggae Rose family. Adam Prescott, I'll see you tomorrow at the Lambeth show. Because Anthony B is here, so I'll be with Green Sleeves.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be a nice show.
Yes.
I'll pick up. You see, we got Janine. I performed, and then Vivian Jones.
Yeah.
Big up yourself, Vivian. Big up Empress Alison Mason and all of the family.
Yeah.
Empress Iola, Nereus, Wayne Lyrics, King Lorenzo, Chesidek, Irie Heights out of France. I have to big up this who was we can call straight to name. Big up Lulu from Room in the Sky record, Studio and Records. Big up my brethren, 16, whom I love, like my brother. I big up my own little brother, Jesse James, and his children. And to immediately to mind as well, who I've done productions with. I have to big up Josh Schultz out of Germany. Big up yourself, Dougie Conscious as well, same way. And all of the contributors to this thing here, I said there's this blessing that we've been given called reggae music. I have to big up obviously those who've ascended, rest in power, same way. But my chief, Sugar Minott, Passion and Daniel, them down in Jamaica there. Yeah, my family, them said we DJ Matrix, big up yourself, Big A. Although you know, return my call them. Big up yourself. Major Mackerel, O'Neill Famous, because when I did Rubber Dub Thursdays in Jamaica in March, they showed me enough love.
Yeah, man.
Peter Metro, Squidly Rankin, same way, Danny Dread, yo, this is so many people. We big up Lloyd Brown earlier on, and I say big him up again as a great artist and a great brother, also a leader by name and you know, by name and nature. And all of those that I haven't mentioned and called, as I said, I love them. Big up Alan Brando, Will, you know, Buzzrock, all of the studio and all of the family them, see them here. Big up my sisters them, Akabu. The all-female group that was mad what year with Harmony. Yeah, they performed really well at the City Splash. Makeda, another great Empress singer. All my family them down at BBMC. Can't forget Diane, Caroline, you understand? Yeah. Sarah Tobias, Miss Magumi, Mafia and Floxy Dilly. Magnet Records was the first song that you played today, Live Your Life. Magnet Records, Newton Coke, I've watched that at Dilly's, down at Stingray there. So all of the family them over there, so yeah, man. Those are the ones that spring to mind. But as I said, those that I haven't called and who I know and I love, you know who you are and stay blessed.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you soon. Drumtown, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Cyrus, Talis, Henry Matic, and your brother Abba, the two Maticons who have just for the first. I see them at Shaka's funeral, and that was the first time I've seen them together. They were brothers, as you know, from Aswad UB40. They weren't talking. When me see the two of them that did see him, me say, what not deal with? Give me a raw picture, me hug them up. Me say, we are the Kingjay. We say, this is a
Oh, yeah.
I've seen you two together, you two geniuses.
Yeah.
And now they're working more together. They've, you know, they're getting together and they're talking now. Gossipy, man like them there, you know. My general, Naddy. Don't forget Daddy Naddy. I have to big up Daddy Naddy. And we're in lyrics and all his family, my beautiful nieces. I call them my niece because they call me Uncle Kingjay. You know, you don't know who you be, man. Fisher and Browning and, you know, because I known them from, you know, 2008, you know, GC, you made me know them from when they were going to school.
Yeah.
But now in England, doing well for themselves, two strong, positive empresses, and I love them as well. So even though I don't still know, my love goes out to you every time, as you don't know. So yeah, I think I've exhausted most of it. I have to big up wife, you know. A wife is the management, you know. How can I not big up my wife? Wifey Bev, who's also my manager, as I said, she does all my logistics.
Wow.
All my bookings. And Nira says so. Nira said to me, he said, get Bev to be your manager. I said, she knows nothing about music. He goes, exactly. And she's going to always be on look out for you in it, Don.
Yeah, for real.
When I go abroad, Bev, would you love call the hotel? Because you don't speak Spanish, Don. Something happened to you when you out in Spain. So she is my backbone and my life. I love her like that. And as I said, she's also my manager. And
Amen.
And my little brother, my one little brother here, Jesse, where I got through his little thing as well. Love to all of you, Star, nephew, mama, sisters, Crystal, the whole of the family. And I love you, Sanchez, the whole owner, and the generations as well. There's some wonderful little babies coming out of there as well, you know. So they're the future, and I love them. So yeah, I think that's about it for now. If you see if you see our brethren them though, as we mentioned before, GC off here,
Yeah.
heal them up and show them love from Lindell them go down, yeah?
I will do. I will do.
Man. Terror, the whole of them, yeah? I love them.
And we're going to end on that note because we're out of time. But I do want to play just a few bars of Compromising. None. No more compromising.
Please.
No more.
Play it.
Yeah,
So
man,
we're going to be back here tomorrow with who, Sharon?
Sly Dunbar's going to come through again. You know.
Wow.
Number 2. This is number 2, though. Yeah.
You know, the twins who just lost Robbie, as you know, but Sly, oh my days. So much admiration for that man as a musician. Top shelf.
Yes, I.
Give him the glory, give him the flowers, and tell him, say Kingjay say taxi gang to the world.
Straight from Donovan Kingjay.
Yes, sir. From my heart. Yes, sir.
Well, we're going to get out of that note, so until then, take a listen.
The Live Conversation Show.
Tell me how would you like it when you can't find the daily and the boss man wants production to rise up beauty, existing as a system slave, struggling until my grave. Do they expect the youth to kick up? Do they expect no gunshot be fire? Do they expect no war, no figure? No, we set it out, compromising them. For the youth, them say them not take no time. In this your concrete jungle, could lose your life if you slip or you stumble. Compromising them. For the youth, them say them not take no time. In this your concrete jungle, could lose your life if you slip or you stumble.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my line.
If you enjoy the content we provide on this YouTube channel, then why not help us